So today I am back on the mats. I got a chance to roll with brown belt here. His name was Josh. I think his name was Josh, yeah. And he actually showed me a pretty good sweep here that I've actually been hitting a lot lately. So here he started off with the foot and the hip and got a little sweep there. He comes up on top. And from there, I'm just don't want him to pass my guard. Just see how long I can just keep him in front of me. So he switches and looks like I think he was rolling for either a knee bar or to get to my back. So I felt him roll, so I decided to roll with him. So as soon as his right shoulder hits the mat, I'm like, okay, he's rolling away. I decided to kind of just go with the momentum and at least slow him down anyway. So we end up kind of this half guard, open half guard, I guess, position. And he kind of works from here to get his right leg free. So he just uses his left leg, go ahead and kicks his right leg open. And I try to come up for like a single, and he just flattens me out. And so it looks like he decided to pose for the camera right there. So a lot of our roll consisted of him, I guess, being on top, kind of playing a knee on belly game. Kind of gave me some problems with that. So here, this is like that was like a traditional mount where you got both feet on the sides of the other person. But later on, he went to like this weird kind of mount. I'll talk a little bit about that once that part comes in a couple minutes. So I can feel him going for the bow and arrow choke right here. So looks like I had some hair in my mouth. Got that out of my mouth. And my plan was to kind of slip my head underneath as soon as he leaned back. But I kind of got stuck, so head didn't come all the way out, and it turned into a neck crank kind of. And I've been having neck issues lately, so I tapped quickly out of that. So I believe this next one here is the sweep that he kind of showed me. That he showed me how to do after. So he's got the double sleeve grips here, and usually people go to that De La Riva, I guess, but he went around the top, yeah. And so here we go. So usually people go around the back. So he went over the top with his left leg. He comes over the top and stuffs that leg, his left leg, between my legs. And then he uses his right leg as like a post, I guess. Stamps on the ground and just threw me. Boom, look at that. And I thought I would be able to land on my feet and kind of come up, but he had my sleeve, so I couldn't even, adjust. So there he ends up on top again. And then here's when he starts to play that knee on belly game. He just was switching back and forth, so he switched to this. I made sure not to grab his knee. I didn't want to get Kimura. So what I'm trying to do here is grab his wrist. As soon as I got an opportunity to do that, I did that. So here I felt the arm bar, rolled away, and he's kind of in like a modified back type of deal. So flatten my back here, and he'll go back to that knee on belly. So yeah, here he goes again. I turn into him. Don't want to turn away from somebody's knee on belly. So here he's trying to flatten me out again. I'm kind of using my other foot to stay on an angle there. So here again, he goes knee on belly, and I'm reaching for his right arm so that I can kind of go for that sweep that I've been kind of hitting lately. So I put my knee in the crook of his elbow and kind of push and pull. So I grab his right hand, put my left knee / shin in the crook of his elbow, pull on his arm, and push with my shin. Kind of takes him over, and from here kind of just come up on top, well, kind of on top. And from here, I don't know, I was looking at this earlier and I don't know how I got caught in this triangle, but it felt like kind of an arm in guillotine, and then boom, he just switched it to the triangle from there. And obviously he wasn't trying to finish the triangle because he clearly could have. So from here he's kind of just, I sped this part up, but he's kind of just giving me advice like, hey, keep your head up, posture. And eventually he'll let go of the triangle to kind of just keep the roll going. So here again, he's telling me just to posture up, kind of what to do, what not to do. And he'll pop his legs open here in a minute after he goes for an arm bar. So here we go. So he pops his legs open, and I come around the backside, do a little back step here, come up on top, and he's just waiting for my right leg to get close enough so he can trap it and roll. That's exactly what he does. He comes up on top, and I think he goes for like a double underpass. Yeah, goes for the double underpass. And it's a nice little sequence here. I'll slow it down so we can watch it again later. So I did the little elbow push, and I knew the arm bar comes off of it, so I tuck my arm in. I come up for a single leg right here. So he counters that with a guillotine. I felt the guillotine, so I rolled with it, so he didn't get that his left leg rather, over my back. And now he still has the grip, and what he wants to do is kind of push his body to end up on top of me. So I avoided that once. Tries again, I avoided it twice. So he kind of goes back to that knee on belly. And then here, I think in a couple seconds here, what he does, he goes to like a mount, but it's a mount that I've never seen before. So instead of having both of his legs next to mine, he kind of puts both of his feet like right in my pelvis. So it's nothing for me to trap. You know, you trap one leg, trap one arm, but here there's no leg for you to trap. So that was definitely something that I've never seen before. And he switched to the arm bar, and I believe the bell rung. The round was over right after that. So next, you know, I talked to him a little bit about that sweep. So I'm like, you know, how did you do that sweep that kind of, you know, just basically threw me in the air? So he shows me, you know, get the double sleeve grips here. And to me, this is all new to me. So again, he goes, instead of going inside, you go outside around between the legs, and you kick them over. So next match here, I'm like, hey, let me go ahead and try that sweep that I just learned. So again, I'm trying to get the one sleeve. Got the one sleeve, then I get the second. And from here, okay, I try to weave my my foot over his arm, go between the legs, scoop, and I get the sweep. He actually fell on his shoulder kind of hard there, so we had a little injury timeout, but he was all right. So we reset here, and I start in his guard. He kind of throws up a triangle, I believe. He pulls my hand, I pull it back, so he stuffs it between his legs, and I slip both arms out. And here's when he goes for the triangle in a minute. Yeah, so I kind of just stack, grab the cross collar, drive my weight into him, and eventually I'll pop open his legs and get to side control in a minute. Yeah, so now I'm in side control here. Make sure I have good balance. And we almost ran into a couple other people over on the left, so we kind of reset again. So again, I'm going for that kind of stack pass again. That's the double under. So I got one under here, then I get the second one under, trying to avoid that triangle, and just turn the corner, get to a nice side control here. And here I go a knee on belly, like kind of soft, because I was waiting for his left arm to come over my back so that I can kind of get a straight reverse arm bar, I think it's called. But he slipped out of it. He slipped out of that. So I immediately transitioned to the Kimura. And he was gripping real tight, so I decided to switch it to the arm bar. So that was a nice little sequence there, go from, you know, the Kimura to the arm bar. So here I'm thinking, first, passed me kind of fast there, but I think he was going for like the knee slice pass, but he switched his hips like the opposite way, so he kind of was off balance. So I used that to get a sweep. And from here, let me see what happens here. Okay, so here I reach through. I'm trying to dig my hand through to grab his right ankle so that I can pass to his right hand side without any barrier. So I just kind of get the little pass there, and I'm trying to isolate his left arm here. I forget what I tried to go for, but let's see. Okay, right. So here he's kind of bucking a lot, so I decided to switch my hips, and I'm waiting for his right arm to come in front of my stomach so that I can kind of get a shoulder lock. So I'm just waiting for his right arm to come. Boom, it pops. I lock it up, and I'm trying to twist his arm, but for whatever reason I couldn't get the right angle on it, so kind of just readjusted to like the more traditional figure four lock, and I got the the tap here in a minute. I slowly just twisting it, and I got the tap there. So we reset one more time. And here, I believe I went for a triangle in this sequence. Let's see. A little roll. I didn't want him to pass me. Yeah. So ended up in a triangle. And usually when I'm in a triangle, I'm looking for triangle, armbar, or omoplata. However the sequence goes, that's kind of the 3 moves that I'm looking for. I may fake one, go to the other. I may, just go straight to the second option, whatever. So here I kind of got into the omoplata, decided to roll. I roll with it, and I'm trying to create my distance, scoop my hips out. And this is kind of an awkward thing. Like, I thought he tapped, but he didn't. So he kind of kept going, but I didn't. But I knew the time was getting ready to run out. So that little session is over in a few seconds here. So next I'll talk about the topic. So next, I want to talk about something that everybody is familiar with if you train on any type of regular basis, and that's injuries. So about say 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I dislocated my toe. So I kind of had to chill out for a while. I didn't want to exaggerate the injury, make it worse. So I kind of just had to tell myself, you can't train, let it heal up 100%, or really get close to 100%. I'm at about, I don't know, 75, 80% now. I taped it up, and back to rolling again. So I want to just kind of discuss, I guess, injuries and my take on them. First, I want to say that, in my opinion, there is a difference between an injury and hurt. I feel like after your first day of rolling, you'll always be hurt. Something's gonna hurt on you. But to me, hurt is like a sprained ankle. You go home, put some ice on it, and you're good in a week. You can kind of train through a sprained ankle. But if you got dislocated joints, and this is just my opinion, like some people I'm sure roll with dislocated whatever, dislocated joints, broken bones, you got a knot on your shoulder from whatever, like that, you injured, sit that one out. It's not that serious to me, because if you go back, if you're injured and you go back too fast, it's like you could be cutting off, I don't know how many years or months off your career, basically. Because if you go back too fast and re-aggravate an injury, it would have been a sprain or strain that would have healed in a month and a half, but you go back too early and it turns into a tear. Then you got a tear, you out for a year or whatever it is, 8 months with recovery and rehab and the whole nine, all of that. So that's just my quick opinion on injuries. I mean, if you're injured, stay out until your injury is healed enough to where you can come back and be productive, actually roll. But if you're hurt, just roll through it, train through it, but just know your body, know your tolerance of pain, and keep training if you can. So with that being said, if you have anything that you want to add to this conversation, please put them down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and again, if you want to add anything, if you have any feedback, personal stories, anything like that, you can let me know. And I'll try to, not try, because I'm not getting that many comments, but I will, respond to comments and things like that down in the comment section. Thank you for watching.